Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. This is what martial law means when it's instituted and implemented, obviously. And this has been going on in Ukraine since the 25th of February 2022, and is going to be until next year, the same date, I think 25th of February. It's going to still be in place. And from the so-called rights that you have in a normal situation, in a normal society, now they legally tell you that you don't have almost any. Okay, and besides, think of this: this is implemented and by humans, and humans have preferences, and humans have a lot of things. Like, I don't know, they want certain things, and they're not very good people sometimes. So if you find those right people to come and knock at your door and get you out in the middle of the night, under the pretext that you cooperated with, I don't know, the enemy, you're toast. And that's perfectly legal at that time. And then they take you, and nobody can hear from you again. All right? Imagine some unknown people show up in the middle of the night, get you out, with the weapons, automatic weapons, get you out. Your family don't know who those are. They have masks on. They get you out. Hey, you are cooperating with the enemy, and they get you out of the town, and they shoot you. That would never be uncovered in your lifetime who the hell those guys were. And it could be even said, yes, you cooperated and you come with us. And all the paperwork that they have to provide are just, legal and nice. Let me tell you about some guys here who tried to flee Ukraine, the country of the free now, and don't serve in the army, it seems like, right? It's not good. Under the martial law and mobilization, that's kind of like treason, like it's deserting, but you're not in the army, so I'm guessing it's treason. So these guys are in big trouble. So they were caught because the car was stopped. Because when is this kind of circumstance, you can't move wherever you want. It's like a semi-prison. And this is Zelensky for you. Remember, I'm going to give you the location and you can check where that is. It's not by the front. It's kind of like far from the front. So let's see what's going on here. You can't move wherever you want at that time. You have to stay in your place over there because Zelensky said so. And for good or bad reason. The New Voice of Ukraine states on November 27th that 3 men detained near border in Western Ukraine. The fight is in Eastern Ukraine. Attempting to leave country illegally. Illegally because it's the martial law. Not that they didn't have passports or anything. They knew what they were doing. State border guards detained, but it was not at the border, because you're going to find out. State border guards detained 3 men. Remember, this comes from the Ukrainians, so they will defend all the actions of the authorities. State border guards detained 3 men of military age. They don't tell us adults. They tell us they're military age. You know exactly why. Who had planned to illegally cross the border with Romania in Zakarpattia Oblast, as well as the man who was taking them, the press service of the Ministry of Internal Affairs reported on Telegram. The people smuggler was charging each client $1,400 for his service, the minister said. I thought, okay, well, these guys were taking them and crossed the border with them. We're at the border. But no, they were not at the border yet. Describing the incident, the ministry said an Opel Movano, Opel is a German car, okay? Opel Movano van, the driver of which was carrying 2 residents of Lviv Oblast and one of the Zakarpattia Oblast, was stopped by border guards on the outskirts of the village of Veliki Bykkiv, right? And they were at the border, at the border guards at the outskirts of a village, which was not on a border, it seems like. All 4 were visibly nervous and could not give a clear answer as to the purpose of the stay in the controlled border area, which The ministry's message reads, according to the Interior Ministry, the driver was supposed to drive the man to the border area, so keep going, but they were stopped, at a place where they would be able to make an illegal border crossing. So they were not stopped at the border, in the area, vicinity. So they are checked, which it's the country's authority to do that, right? The authorities. You have a martial law, that's what you get. Currently, officers of the Operational Investigations Department of the Mukachevo Border Guard Detachment are identifying all the persons involved in the organization of the illegal border crossing route. Earlier, it was reported that according to the State Border Guard Service, 8,000 people have tried to illegally cross the border of Ukraine since the beginning of the martial law. 8,000. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of bribes over there. So maybe they didn't understand one another on how much you were supposed to pay, and that's why they were caught. It happens like this. You just go over there, you pay them some money, and they let you go, and nobody will find out. It happens. So I think this was just a little thing that didn't go right with some a guy who was either not paid enough, or not paid, or he was just an idiot, or maybe he was just a patriotic guy. Which one you want? But anyway, the fact is, these guys tried to disobey the martial law, regulation, how you want policy, how you want laws. It was not a law. It's the order. It's an order, and there you have it. They got caught. Good or bad? I mean, if the country asks you or to go and serve, they were not in the army. They were probably waiting in their village or city, wherever they come from, and waiting for them to be taken and go and fight now. They were not, I don't think they were, it didn't say deserters, so they were not in the army. They were just military age. That means they were not at that time mobilized, but the order is that you can't leave the area where you are. So let's say you are in this town, you're supposed to stay there. Why? Because they have to find you if they need you. So that's why you stay over there, and they will come and say, you come now, we have more mobilization. I thought there was a general mobilization over there anywhere. Anyway, probably not general like the whole, 10 million people that probably Ukraine could mobilize. Because a population of 40 million people, that's how much Ukraine was. You get the territories that say 7 million people, I don't know how much they are. 7, you remain with 32. Out of 32, you get, let's say half. They would be adults, military age, right? So that would be like about 16 million. From 16 million, let's say you cut it, men and women, and you get about 7, 8, 9 million of fighters. I don't think there's 9 million fighting in Ukraine over there, in Ukraine against the Russians and their auxiliary forces, but nevertheless, you have them seems to still working. Not only the women work, they still have people that have to support the economy and all that. Transportation is not only women. So they were waiting to be drafted, and they thought, well, time to get the fuck out. Well, didn't work that well for them. And it is what it is. It's war. It's martial law instituted. You have to obey. If you don't, you get this if you can't escape. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.